Welcome to Imperfect Helping Hands, the podcast where we embrace our imperfections, lift each other up, and inspire one another on this shared journey of growth. Hello, my beautiful imperfect people. This is your abstract motivation artist and motivational life coach, Lisa. In this podcast, Imperfect Helping Hands podcast, I am doing a little bit of something different. I have a special guest. And this special guest is my fiance.
Hello, everybody. I am Zane.
Yes.
I am the fiance.
The fiance. I decided to have him over because I feel like we have a lot important stories and lessons we want to talk about. But first, we want to get to know Zane. So, Zane, please introduce yourself.
So, again, I am Zane Landis. I am Lisa's amazing fiance. Basically, I'm a traffic flagger. Yeah.
That's it? Babe, you got more.
Well, I'm into guns. I have a lot of hobbies. I like video games. I like biking. I like hiking. I like jogging, walks, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Yes. So we have such interesting story to speak about in our relationship. We do believe that our relationship is super strong. We met at high school back in 2012, and I didn't want a boyfriend. I was so against it. I had so many issues with boyfriends, and I just felt like, you know what, I'm gonna stay single because I can't handle the boys at the high school. But Zane came along. It was actually in our world studies?
Yep, world studies. I remember I was in 11th grade and you were in 10th?
I was in 10th, yes. And it was just a... I was kind of embarrassed because the teacher kind of put me on the spot. You know, most of the time I actually... I was at my locker and I closed my finger in my locker, didn't even, I was talking to somebody, so I didn't really, think about what I was doing. And it was gushing blood, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the nurse. So I came in the class late, and of course, our teacher, he looked at my finger. The nurse kind of wrapped the finger as an ET finger. Yep. The Band-Aid, the wrap, everything, because I was bleeding a lot.
I remember that.
Yeah, and all the kids were laughing, oh, ET, and then you were like that, and then that's where the spark happened.
And then I started throwing papers at you, and that was my way of flirting.
Yeah, well, I thought he was flirting with my so-called friend next to me, and I didn't think it was...
Nope,
I didn't know. I really was thinking, oh, this girl wants all the attention. I'm just going to give it to her. But it was basically, he was trying to throw the paper balls to me.
Trying to. My aim wasn't very good.
So yeah, the way we met, and then I know during class, that was the only class I think we were in together. And then I know during summertime we met once at the park. Yep. What was that name?
It was Makunji
Memorial Park, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, August 23rd, 2012.
Yep.
We met up at the park. We didn't have phones at this time.
I wish it was still like that.
You had an iPod, right?
Yeah, I had an iPod Touch at one point.
We communicated a lot through Facebook because you didn't have a phone at the time. I did. I had a phone, I think, when I was 9th grade. Back
then, my family had a laptop. So that's what I was using for Facebook.
That's when you communicated with me all the time. Yeah, that's how we communicated. And that day when we went to the park, we just hung out and you asked.
Yeah. And we went from there, and here we are 13 years later.
Yeah, we've been together for 13 years. Yep. It's been a crazy ride through those 13 years. I had trust issues, first of all. When I was going out with boys during I started going out with boys around high school years because I had trust issues. I actually hated boys actually in elementary and middle school. I was kind of a bully with the boys because I didn't like how they treated me, and I felt like there was something they were trying to do to me, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna give it back to you. But high school, I was being a little bit more, it was more sensitive because I got bullied by girls, actually really bad in high school, and I was very like vulnerable in that time. And I just had some relationships, but I felt like I just couldn't trust the boys because I just felt like they wanted one thing and I wasn't into that. So I was like, so being in a really, really long relationship with Zane, I had trust issues and I put him to the test. And I felt like it wasn't going to last because there was a lot of complications in our situations. We were in the opposite situations, your family and my family, where we were at. How did you handle like my trust issues?
I just kind of adapted to it, or at least learned how to adapt to it. I just kind of figured out the things that you didn't really like, tried to stay away from doing that kind of thing. And I just tried to adapt and do the opposite of what you didn't like.
You don't hear that often, especially for us as teenagers. I was like, wait, how old I was? I was 17, I believe.
I think I was 17 or 18.
Yeah, because you were a year ahead of me. So, yes, that was different, having a relationship at high school. And then on top of that, getting bullied really bad and didn't have him because you graduated a year ahead of me.
Yeah.
So, and then my brother graduated too. So I was just me and the bullies.
Yeah.
Because you used to be there and stuff, but you were there for me during those tough times.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to handle all that situation on my own. I was lost, and you were always there with every issue I was going through, especially my trust issues. And that's such a meaningful relationship, and like I can't thank enough for that because we are not perfect, and our relationships could be rocky. It's that ride and die type of thing, and you were just there constantly, no matter how the storm was. You were always there.
Yeah. Well, at first, the way I see it is, at first, you may not have seen that this relationship may not be going where it was going to go. But for me, it was different. I saw that it was worth it. And I saw that, this relationship could really go somewhere and become something. And I'm glad I thought that way because it did.
I had a hard time visioning that. I also felt, not only with the trust issues, but I also felt like we were opposite.
Yeah.
And you always said opposite attract. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Because I'm not gonna lie, I had a hard time adapting with you because you were so laid back, and you were also kind of like, you had more of a structure lifestyle. I was more like spontaneously, like I want to do whatever here and there and like plan things and travel. And you were just more like structure, schedule and everything. And I just didn't like that. I was like, how are we going to work with this?
And it's kind of funny how that worked out because now we're both kind of
in the same.
Yeah, we're both kind of the same now.
We're adults now. Things are different. I feel it now. I feel what he's feeling now. I'm just the crazy energy one. So I'm an Aries and you're a Virgo.
Yep.
And that earth and fire just really balance each other out. Because I'm always on the go, and you're really relaxed and laid back, and you kind of giving me that chill vibe that I need. Because sometimes I just don't know how to stop. I'm a go. And you're just like, I'm gonna.
Yep.
You gotta calm down, lower your flames.
I'm gonna douse the flames a little bit.
Right? Yes. So it is true. Opposite does attract, and it's a good balance. I think we need.
I think it attracts because those people, like, say you're an Aries, right? The fire doesn't really know it needs to be stoked a little bit until it actually gets someone who's calm who can stoke those flames, and then you realize, hey, this is kind of what I've been needing for a while.
Yeah, it's a habit. I have this natural habit of just have to do things. I have to go places. I have to get the work done. And then my patience hasn't been great, where you taught me a lot about that with having patience and waiting. And because you said, what was that thing when you said about waiting, about wait till the
good things come to those who wait?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, ugh, do I really have to wait? Oh my God. So that it's hard, but you really taught me to be in the present moment, to be still and just really take things day by day and not be rushing onto the work. I'm still learning. I'm an entrepreneur, an artist, an author. Like, you can tell I'm a go-getter because I have published so many things. I have created so many art. I have done a lot of events, and you have been there.
Through it all.
Talking about events, I think the first big event you went with me, which I was very shocked. I don't know. Do you remember what I'm about to say? That when I did modeling, I got an opportunity to be in a runway show, and it was at Main Gate in Allentown.
Yep, I do remember that. Yeah,
and everyone was
very vividly, actually.
It was and you were like, but I had to do that because that's what they told me to do, and it was a New York high fashion I was part of, and I loved modeling when I was a teenager. My mom got me into it when I was, I think I started when I was 12. I stopped around when I was, I think I would say 17, 18. Just because I didn't like the rules. I didn't really like the regulations, and it's just too much regulation. I like to just do my own thing,
it's
be my own
too
self.
Structured.
Yeah, I'm always about like, I want to do it my way type of thing. But that was true love there with when we were teenagers, knowing that he came out of his comfort zone just for me. And this is what happens when you love somebody, right?
Yeah, like you always say, you gotta come out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
To push yourself, right?
Yes.
So.
It is crazy. What is one thing you learned about this relationship, from like the good, the bad, the ugly? Like, what is the one thing that you learned about having it?
Like one takeaway?
Yeah.
Communication
is
the key to everything.
Yes.
Because if you can't communicate, then nothing's going to get through and nothing's going to get solved.
And especially when we were teenagers.
Yes.
We kind of had a struggle because we were young. We were still learning about ourselves. Yeah. And I, unfortunately, not going to lie, I was kind of comparing a relationship to other relationships. And I felt like, oh, why can't we have this? Or why can't we do this? And stuff like that. Yeah. That's what happens when you're on social media. That's what it does to you. And we had arguments. Yeah. Remember that? I mean, do you remember, like, what was the worst argument we had?
Oh, boy. I try not to remember those.
I know, but hey, you guys speak our story.
I honestly don't know. I would probably say the worst was probably when we almost broke up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really bad because of my trust issues, and I'm putting myself out there. I don't really care because, past is a past, and I'm just speaking about my story because, hey, I know some people went through that too, and it's like, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed of it because now you overcome it. And I had so much trust issues. We took a break, and I actually wanted you to go and find a job, because I wasn't sure if you were actually going to do what you were going to do, like what you said you were going to do. So,
and I remember this too.
Yeah,
I do.
That was I kind of felt like crap though after I did that, because I was like, wow.
I found a job, so
yeah, you really did. You really did. That was really tough. Moment, and some of your family members, I'm not going to mention who, were trying to break us up, and that made it hard for me to trust, because I was just like, okay, so he's going to be one of those guys where he's going to just make lies and not be truthful in the relationship. So
I mean, I get it though, because, in today's day and age, that's kind of the normal in relationships.
yeah.
So I can't really blame you for believing that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was something I had to work with, and I still believed you, and you still got my trust. So that was,
And here we are.
yeah, here we are in 2025.
Yep.
And special moment to say here is that this year, summertime, June 13th, of
Yep.
course, Friday the 13th of June, he finally engaged me.
I finally popped the question.
You want a little, kind of give him a little story about how you did your thing?
Yeah, so I took her down to Chincoteague, and that's one of her favorite places because if you guys don't know, it's a beach that spans from Virginia to Maryland, and it's a beach with wild horses. And she, as you guys might know, she loves horses. So I took her down there and took her on the beach. Unfortunately, there was no horses around.
Well, we saw the distance when we were at the boat
in
tour.
the marshlands. But
Yeah, it was fine. You can't really protect it. But we saw a lot of eagles.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
Yeah,
5
I think it
eagles
was
we
5.
saw. Yeah. And obviously, you could tell I love horses as the paintings, which in my podcast, Imperfect Helping Hand podcast, I will always have paintings that represent what we're speaking about. This is actually a painting we did back in 2015, Freedom of Colors. That's where we just splatter the paints. And I just thought, why not put horses on it? Because I don't know. You make me feel like I can be free of myself and be free who I am. And then this one above here, the 2 horse heads, it was just a representation of like how he makes me feel colorful. It makes me feel happy, and that I could just be who I am like that. And then the last one there is a dream painting where I just had a dream about dragons taking up the world, and everything was dead and it was burnt out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going down the ocean. Zane loves to swim. So when I went down the ocean in my dream, there was a man that popped up, and that was Zane. And he took me to a whole different world. And it was like the ocean world.
I will say, not a big fan of deep ocean, though.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that.
Well, my dream kind of dramatized it, so, But yeah, that's the whole thing on those paintings. But yeah, going back to our engagement. Yes, he took me to the beach. I had no clue. Well, I kind of had a clue a little bit, but I was like, I don't know why he's acting all this way, because usually I kind of pick where to go and what to do. And he was kind of getting nervous. He said, no, we're going to go to the beach and all that. That was, yeah.
When I popped the question, my heart was racing. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, though he did write a note for an engagement. That was very sweet.
I tried.
That was really sweet. Yeah, I remember when you wanted to go to the beach, you were like, "Oh, you gotta bring your tripod." I was like, "Since when you want to take pictures? You're not like that." I'm the one that wants to take pictures. So when you mentioned that, I kind of had a feeling like something was going on.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it was still cute because you wanted to capture the moment, and that's what I like too. So, yeah, that was nice. And then we went to have some wine and celebrate at the cabin. That's great too.
Yeah, good times. Good times.
Yeah. Now you don't have to worry about it. Finally. Just kidding. We were teenagers, okay, people? Whoever is watching this, wow, it took 13 years. Well, I mean, we were teens. We were still figuring ourselves out, and we didn't know we were going to last long.
Hey, my parents were engaged for 13 years before they got married, so.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. Seriously?
Yeah, they were together.
So you going to follow that path? Going to take that long?
Not intentionally, no.
That's funny. The 13, 13 years, and you engaged me June 13th. Well, we technically were together for 12 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the 13s. Maybe we should play the lottery.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. Hey, you never know. That might be a lucky number for us.
Right? But yeah, all those times we've been in relationships, It was tough. And then, coming and visit at the house and only once a week with our parents when we were teenagers and everything.
Yeah, it got pretty tough. But we had some good times, like when we got snowed in, and that was intentional on us because we wanted to spend the night together. But.
Yeah, I purposely did that. I was like, oh, it's going to snowstorm. Babe, come on over. And then you're going to just be snowed in and be like, oh, I guess he has to sleep over. Slept over. The next morning we made pancakes.
That was a good time.
I still remember that video. I think we still have it on Facebook.
We do.
I'm almost burning the pancakes and everything.
And I look clueless. I don't know what I'm doing.
So, yeah, we are here now, stronger than ever. We have accomplished many things. We have overcome many challenges in our lives, and we just learn to adapt to one of another in our relationship. And I found that so important to have, because it's not one side. There's two sides of things, you know. It's not only, oh, it's your fault, It's like, well, you got some work to do. He got some work to do.
Yep.
It's not only one side of things. Yep. So what we really done to work this relationship out is that we learned that there's always a part in fixing a situation, and we both take a part of that. It's not just one person.
It's always a team effort.
It's a team effort. Yeah, relationships all about team effort.
Yep. Always remember that.
Yeah. When we were, just working in our relationships, there is a lot of lessons we learn and a lot of things that we kind of thought about, like, hey, I learned this about a relationship. I learned that I have become better when we did this, and what we learned. We're very aware, and that's the main part of being in a relationship. You have to be aware of your actions, on how you talk, on how you, because I'm not gonna lie, Zane, sometimes when you talk to me like you're boys, and I'm like, I am your girlfriend. I am not your boyfriends, your guy friends. So sometimes I get a little annoyed, like, okay, I'm not your bro, I'm not your dude or anything like that. So I got used to that. But so we just got to learn how to talk to each other in the way we want to be talked.
Exactly.
But we decided to create relationship goals. We have created a speech together, and we want to speak about it here at the Imperfect Helping Hands podcast, because relationships are all imperfect. There's nothing perfect about it. You can go on social media and see all these lovers having a great vacation together, great wedding together, honeymoon, all those things, the honeymoon phase, I guess that's what they call it. Yep. We had that when we were teenagers, and now it's just like, it got real, and I'm like, ooh, this is tough. But honestly, it could be like the honeymoon every time, as long as you work together and better each other. I think like it not only has to be a phase, it could be all the time. Because
then if you start learning that person, then you're going to learn, it's called love languages. So then you're going to learn to understand that person, and then you guys are just going to grow because you guys are going to grow together. And
it's for, especially like how young we were and how long we've been together, we actually grew up together. Like, there's some things that I had complications on, and then he had some complication on too. Like, we kind of like grew up together and learned together to adapt with our situations. And it's crazy how a relationship works, because if one situation happens to me, it happens to him, because we're so close in age, and we're like both in the same stage of where we're at in life. Like, if I get a new job, he gets a new job. If I get a new car, he gets a new car. I'm just saying good things, because I don't want to bring bad vibes. If I make a mistake, he'll make the same mistake, you know? So it's all good fun and learning. We just got to learn how to accept the imperfections. And a lot of times what you see on social media, it doesn't show a lot of imperfection moments. It's a lot about like luxury and like being perfect, having a perfect husband figure, having a perfect wife figure. It's not like that, you know? Like
not at all. It might be for some people, but for 9 times out of 10, your relationship isn't going to end up like that.
Exactly. And that's where I want to bring awareness in a relationship or imperfect relationships, that we can all have great relationships. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't have to have that perfect lifestyle. Like me and Zane, our lifestyle is very different than our traditional family.
Yeah.
We, like, as an artist, an entrepreneur, and him doing his own thing, we wanted our lives to be different. We didn't want to follow the traditional path. Like, we want to do our wedding differently. We want to be in different places in our lives. And that's okay. And a lot of times our family have a hard time understanding where we want to go in our lives. And it's like, we don't really need to explain, because it's like they don't know what our lives are like.
They like following the traditional ways.
Yeah. And I don't mind a traditional way. I just think, especially me as an artist, I have such a unique mindset, and I like to do things my own way. That's why I had a hard time being in like art classes and like school, because I wanted to do things differently. And he kind of followed that route. He kind of followed me where I want to go. And we really like where our life is at, and we don't want to change anything about it. So that's...
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, and my crazy self, and you're pretty much used to the craziness that I provide. But we want to present you a relationship goals that we have created. I don't know when. I think this is during COVID.
Yeah.
Because I had a podcast. I think it's called Podcasters on Spotify, but it was only audio. Yeah. And that was just something to try to kill time, because of COVID. Like, we didn't really do much, so we were just like,
really couldn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, we couldn't, but we still hung out. We still see each other and everything. So we have created goals. I'm going to say a goal, and we're going to kind of like maybe talk a little bit about it, like how we kind of relate to what we're mentioning and our stories behind it. And just to help you all who are listening to learn that, again, relationship doesn't have to be perfect, but it's a way for you to adapt to difficult times, and also adapt to different personality as a whole, and create more of a team, like, instead of I don't know what social media brings, a honeymoon phase and the typical what they see on social media.
They always make everything look like it's like the most perfect model family and
model
relationship, and that's not. That's all fake. It's all for the cameras.
It is. So we're bringing the truth. We're really showing you the truth of like how relationships work, and how we have stayed so long.
We got you guys.
Yeah, we got you. This is the tips you need to know if you want to have a good relationship. So let me begin here. Being in a relationship can be challenging to adapt to one another's lives, as well as trying to understand each other's different points of view. I had a difficult time, not gonna lie. In a relationship, you must understand that both of your lifestyles could be very different from each other. It is important to understand that and to work as a team to help build a strong and understandable relationship. Here are some goals we're going to mention to help build a deeper connection with your partner and to better the relationship.
All right.
So, Zane, you can start first.
So, number 1, in a relationship, don't ever expect anything. Because if you're always expecting stuff, then you're always going to be disappointed. Especially if you expect it to always go your way, because in a relationship, there's 2 people, not just one, right? So you might expect something, but your partner might expect the other. So don't ever expect anything. Just kind of go with it. If your partner wants something, just go with it. You may not like it, but that's just the way it is. You just got to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I struggle on this. I always have high expectations. I always have, I think because I'm a futuristic and I always think like ahead, and I'm like, it should be this way. It should look like this. I pictured it to be this way. So Zane really showed me that don't have high expectation on things, because in life, things may not come out that way, and of course you'll be disappointed. So he always tells me to lower my expectation, and I'm like, you know what, you're right, I need to. And when I lower my expectations, I've noticed Zane does a lot of like special things, and I'm like, oh, you thought of that? Oh, okay, I see you now, because I lowered the expectation, and now I'm allowing him to make the decision instead of me putting pressure on him. I'm letting him like show me some light and love in the relationship, and I'm really shocked. I was like, okay.
And people might see it as like a negative thing to kind of have your expectations low with a lot of things. That may seem right, but it's not, because if you have your expectations low, then if something bad happens, you're like, okay, I kind of, figured this would get to happen. You're not disappointed as much. But if you set your expectations low and something really good happens, then you're really excited. It's just a really good feeling. So
yes, it's it definitely has helped me a lot, and I learned that, and it's really important.
Yes.
So number 2, don't be in a competition with another relationship. And this is where comparison in social media could be a big deal. You may see another relationship that has done something incredible through social media, and it makes you want to have that, but better in the relationship, it's better for you to just focus on your own relationship. Just focus on you and your partner and what we want to do as a team, as a great relationship. Because the real thing is that everybody in a relationship, you don't know what's going on behind that perfect picture.
Exactly.
You don't know if they're just faking it and making it look good just for the picture and be on social media.
Right.
And a lot of times it's like that. So I feel like I had to like adapt and understand that I got to lower my ego and just let go of looking on that and appreciating me and you.
And every relationship's different too, right? So you might be trying to compete with another relationship, but what's working for them just might not work at all for us.
Yeah, our lifestyle is totally, exactly. I would say 90, maybe 5% of people's relationship is traditional. We're very like, we're on the odds.
Yeah, we kind of just go follow our own path.
Yeah, and I like that. It's hard to talk about a relationship with sometimes with our friends and family, because we feel like we just don't follow that, and I don't think they would understand our viewpoint. But I was like, you know what, this is our life. We're not putting our lives for somebody else. Like, this is for us, and we are happy where we're at. That's what matters.
And I think the non-traditional path is a lot more exciting anyway.
It is it is very, very, very exciting. So what's the next one?
So the next one is ride with the imperfections. So it kind of goes with the first point. Just kind of roll with things, laugh at it. Things are going to happen. You're going to find changes. Just go with it. Just laugh with it. Pain is only temporary, right? Whether it be emotional, whether it be physical, just go with it.
Yeah.
Life is too short to be miserable.
Yeah, I always just like to say laugh it out, because sometimes they're mistakes. I remember the one time we were teenagers, but we were getting out of McDonald's, and you were trying to lift me, and you dropped me on the ground, concrete.
Yeah.
And you're like, you felt like crap, and I was like, really? Like,
yeah, I was like, man, I feel so bad about that.
But now I'm laughing about it, because we were teenagers, we were trying to be cool and everything. And just roll with the imperfections. Don't have high expectations, and also just don't have competition with other relationships.
Yep.
So number 4, when being in long relationships with your partner, it means that you both would need to learn how to adapt to each other's changes. This can mean changes through lifestyles, changes in environment, changes in weight, and much more. At first, it may feel very difficult because you're so used to that person being a certain way, but until something shifts onto a person's life, you will then need to start teaching yourself on how to accept it and flow with imperfection. The goal is to adapt to one another's life and help create a wholeness into each other's heart as well, to make sure the love connection is still strong. I definitely noticed so much changes in ourselves. Like, we grown up, and you know, our looks are different now than when we were teenagers, and we're trying to handle our stress, and sometimes we put the stress onto each other, not knowing it, and it becomes a lot. I mean, we were transitioning from teenager to adulthood.
That's a big transition. That's tough for sure.
And the way maybe you handle situation is different than the way I handle it. So that was hard to kind of adapt, because I'm like, come on, like, it's not that bad. But you may be handling it because you're not familiar to it, whereas maybe I went through it and I'm like, okay, it's fine. But it's all about adapting and learning about how each other handles the challenges and the differences in our lives.
Right. Well, again, it's a team, right? So it's kind of corny to say, but I would say it's kind of like a plant. It just grows together, right? So if a plant's next to something, it's going to grow on that thing. Because like on our porch, we kind of have, I forget what kind of plant it is, but
like the vines.
Yeah, it grows up and over and down. So it's kind of like that.
Have that support.
Yes.
We need that support to really keep each other strong. And I definitely appreciate so much of his support, especially in this moment that I'm in. I've been in big changes in my life, shifting from my, still doing my business, but also still doing other things that are huge changes in my life. And I just feel like I needed a lot of the support at the moment, where I felt very vulnerable, and he was very strong and willing to be my motivator, which I sometimes, I'm a motivator most of the time, but he was there to be my motivator, and we're both each other motivator, of course.
Oh yeah.
But it's about adapting and also helping each other out when we definitely need it.
Yes.
So it's the next one.
All right. The next one is embrace the small things, right? So everyone wants to do like these big glorious things for each other. No. Eventually those things are going to wear out, right? You're going to get desensitized to them. And eventually, what me and her learned is the small things really matter, right? Because those are the ones that are going to leave the most lasting impressions. So the more you do small things for your partner, the better it is. And you can also do more small good things for your partner, right?
Yes.
So just focus on that. You don't need to do anything crazy or lavish. You can every once in a while, but continue just to do the small things. Those are really matters.
Yeah. I had to learn about that, and like you taught me that, to accept the small things and just appreciate the little times we had. And I really do, like, especially creating this painting and doing or scrapbooking and just being together. It doesn't have to go. I'm always a go-getter, so that's kind of what I struggled with. But you kind of relax me. You say, hey, I'm going to give you a head rubs. Like, now I'm loving my foot rubs and head rubs and all the rubs, because it's so relaxing. And there's days I'm just so exhausted, and I just need that moment to just relax. At
some point, you guys are going to realize that, just being with each other is going to be all you guys really need, you guys don't need to go out and do like these crazy, trips or anything like that. Just chill at home together, have a conversation, and that's what really matters. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Understanding your partner's life is totally different than yours, so it's important for you to gain patience within the relationship. Give your partner time to adjust and make sure your partner know what you want and need for the relationships. So it's always great for you to really be patient with your partner and understand what your partner needs. And just simple as that. That's really that simple. Yeah.
I mean, me and you came from two completely different backgrounds, right? Like I came from, kind of woodsy, country family, and you kind of came from like the town kind of thing, and so we came from pretty much different backgrounds, and things like that are it's going to be a challenge to kind of adapt and stuff like that. But once you do, it's really a great thing.
Yes, it is, and like you said, opposite attracts, right?
Yes.
So what's the next one?
The next one is communication. I cannot stress this enough.
You did mention about communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot stress this enough. Me and her found out many times over the years, communicate. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't communicate, nothing is ever going to get solved. You guys got to talk things through. It always makes things better, because then you guys are going to understand each other's sides better. You guys are going to understand how each other think and stuff like that. So communication, always communicate. There's always going to be misunderstanding. So if you guys just talk it out, you guys are going to understand each other, and your relationship is going to benefit greatly from it. I promise.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do one more because our time is running out, but I'm going to just say overall, don't give up on your relationship.
Never.
I know it's so hard when you guys are going through complications and you just don't think it's going well. It's all about communicating and knowing what your partner needs and just validating what they are feeling.
Yes.
Because if you're just so stuck on what you're feeling and you're pointing fingers at your partner, you ain't going anywhere. Okay? It's both sides. You got things you need to work on. He got things to work on, and you work on it.
Yes.
That's how you better the relationships and you move forward in a better stage in your life with your loved one. And I do believe that we're lacking on that understanding, especially today's society, where I don't know where the relationship is going, honestly, because I just feel like there's not enough truthfulness.
Yeah.
There's not enough empathy. The love is it's not the same, and we feel like we're the last one standing. Like we're just here. Like
honestly, most relationship nowadays they're all transactional. It's only an I love you if you do this for me, or I love you if you could provide this for me. It's never I love this person wholeheartedly, and then that's the end of the story. It's only if they provide something, right?
Yeah.
And that's when relationships start to fail, because you can't just expect something like that from your partner all the time.
Yeah, it's, again, not a one-way shot. It's both ways. We work as teams together, and that's important. So I hope the tips and everything we have provided you, our story, our love, our happiness, our rainbow full of sunshine, works of art. Before we end this, I do want to mention that I do have my book, Painting the Path of My Life. All the paintings you see here is in this book. It talks about some me and Zane's story and how I came about to have this painting in my life. And I also have it in Spanish. So check it out. I have it on Amazon. And also, yes, we've been talking a lot about relationships and how to work with our relationships. But if you're struggling on yourself and you need to work on yourself to better understand who you are, I have a workbook, a self-discovery workbook. This is great for men and women. It's just questions that help better understand who you are as a person. And that if you do that, you will have a better relationship with your loved one, because you will know how to love yourself and become wholesome with yourself, right? Don't you agree?
I agree wholeheartedly on that.
Yes. If you love yourself deeply, you're going to find that person for you, because you know how to love. And that's important.
Very important.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Zane, for being part of my Imperfect Helping Hands podcast.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you all, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning into Imperfect Helping Hands. Remember, it's our imperfection that makes us stronger. Let's continue to support, motivate, and grow together. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and join us next month for more topics on how to embrace your imperfections.